We about to get it proper. Let me see you put your hands up in the air. Let me see my showstoppers and you feeling so proper. Hands in the air. We about to get it proper. Let me see you put your hands up in the air. Let me see my showstoppers and you feeling so proper. Hands in the air.
Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts, and we're here with the Let's Talk team. It's Susan Mills, Kim Dixon, and Lisa. Hi. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Woo, woo. Did y'all have a good weekend?
Oh,
yes. Oh, my goodness.
Busy weekend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. But I had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Very restful.
Good.
Glad to be back. And boy, is there a lot going on in Talk of the Town. So, get this. The city of Lexington has established and launched a new public art map. This new map, you're looking at it right here, will help you locate, view, and learn about the city's public artwork. So it's actually an interactive website. You push on one of these little dots, and then it shows you art, sculptures, murals, memorials, all kinds of things. It gives you the backstory and a picture of it. So there's like this thing that I had seen. I guess I didn't even realize it was a thing. Now I'm gonna sound so silly. So it's like a street light, but it's like this. Okay. Have y'all seen it downtown? And I was just like, man, that street light's been through some things. Evidently, it's a sculpture. It's art. I just thought it had been hit a lot of times.
Oh my God.
So,
the artist is like, of course, and you're like,
it's you know. So I learned something today, and I was like, oh, that was okay. But now that I know that it's supposed to look like that, I was like, how creative.
Yeah.
Everybody's so creative, like literally. And so you can go on there and check that out. I think that's so cool, though.
yeah,
I
it
do
is neat.
too. I like it too because for folks that are shut in, that might not be able to get to these locations and see all this artwork and everything, it's a great opportunity for them to see it online and be able to. I love that. I really
more
do.
accessible.
Especially for people like visiting, like coming in. Where should we go to like see it in person and stuff? It's neat.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. So really, really cool, and I'm sure they'll be adding more art as it pops up, and then people like me will actually know what things are. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a little piece of good news. So Senator Mitch McConnell, you guys know that he's had some health troubles recently. He said that he has recovered from his recent illness, and we actually have a soundbite of an interview that he did over the weekend. Check this out.
People wonder about your health. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm completely recovered and just fine.
You and your office felt the need to share and disclose some of the details about your health because of some of these public incidents. And the doctor here said there was no evidence of Parkinson's disease or a stroke or a seizure. And I wonder, is there anything the public should know that wasn't disclosed?
I'm in good shape, completely recovered, and back on the job.
So does that mean that you think you are able to continue serving and you want to continue serving here at a time when we are talking about incredible dysfunction in Washington?
I think we ought to be talking about what we were talking about earlier rather than my health.
Yep, he's feeling better.
Yes, he is.
He's spunky.
Firing back.
Yep. Back to being his usual self.
That's right.
Yep, so I'm really glad to see this because, you know, the freezing episodes were...
Yes, it was scary,
It was
and we were all very
scary.
concerned about it. But he does. He looks like he's right back to normal and back into the groove of things. So
Yeah, we need him.
yeah, we do.
Just in time because the House of Representatives is going through some things.
Yes, ma'am.
They're
always going through
All
some
right.
things.
Okay, last but not least, so we are hosting a little, we as in ABC 36 on your side, are going to be hosting a t-shirt giveaway. Give me that t-shirt here. Yeah,
Launch it like a cannon. There we go.
Got it, yeah. So we are having our solid blue t-shirt giveaway.
Look at that. Yeah. I like the shirt. I love it.
And mine's autographed by Jeff Pecoro.
Yeah, look
well,
at
that's
you.
because he's like right there, so I asked him to do it. Our solid blue drive-thru is going to be tomorrow at noon at Botts Park in Mount Sterling. It's sponsored by Dutchess Chevy Ford, Save a Lot Mount Sterling, and Goodwill Industries, and of course us. So you can get this really cool shirt, and then you can wear this all throughout the football season.
That's right.
That's
oh,
cool.
people line up in Mount Sterling for this. They show up for real. I mean, it's like, and you can get 2 per car, and it's just like the cars just go and go and go. It's fantastic.
That's
It's really popular, and it's always a lot of fun too.
I got mine in large, so it can be like a night shirt.
Oh, those are
you
the
know?
best because it's really soft
Yes,
too.
it's very soft. It's very nice.
What's on the back? Is there anything on the back?
Yes, so the sponsors are on the back.
Okay,
so
all
you
right.
can see all of the sponsors.
I like
but
it.
Listen, if there's one thing I like, it's something free.
Yeah.
And if it's not free food, it's free clothes. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, this year it's a little different because usually the t-shirts are blue. So this year they're doing them in gray with the blue writing. So it's very unique. It's like, I think one of the first ones we've done that with. So
cool. That makes it more of a
collector's item.
Very exciting. And some of our team is going to be out there. So y'all stay tuned throughout the rest of the day so you can hear all the surprises about who's going to be out and about with you all at the big Solid Blue drive-through. So it's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Always is.
All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, do you move over when you see someone on the side of the road? Let's talk about it.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer and Gus from Hicks and Funson. If you've been injured in an accident, you should call Mr. Josh and All Dad Greg. Unlike that Florida attorney, they live here in Kentucky. We hope you never need them, but if you do, Hicks and Funson is here to help. Remember, folks, size doesn't matter. Results matter.
The Bush family is a racing family. I mean, we've come from that. My dad was a car guy. His dad was a car guy. We enjoyed the aspect of being able to have family time in the garage, but then also going to the racetrack trying to bring home wins. Our dad raised us up to become champions. My brother's a champion, I'm a champion, so all credit due to him. Being with RCR, I've really come to understand the family relationship, the tie-in between M&M as well as RCR. It's a family-type relationship.
Hi, this is Todd with Haas & Haas Properties, and we buy houses for cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call us at 859-888-2200. We can pay cash and close in as little as 10 days. We buy houses in any condition and any price range in Fayette and surrounding counties. If you own property and want to sell it fast, call us today at 859-888-2200. That's 859-888-2200.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Xumo Streambox free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Xumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. It is time for the countdown conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. I feel like this one's a little spicy. I couldn't let it go. I had to today. I had to do it. Okay, so first up, Boyle County Schools. That's Boyle County. That's where Danville is. Recently removed 100 books from its libraries in recent months under its interpretation of Senate Bill 150. Now the Kentucky Department of Education says, guys, that's not what the law said. What are you doing? You all may remember Senate Bill 150 was the bill that was passed by the legislature last session that prohibited the teaching of sex education or the discussion of sexuality and gender identity. The legislature said they didn't mean or, they meant and. Y'all remember that whole argument? We talked about that.
Yep.
But today, the books are out. It talked about, so now this is controversial because the Kentucky Department of Education is like, no, Boyle County, we didn't mean library books. We didn't interpret that to mean library books. It was just classroom education. You guys went too far. Thoughts? Thoughts?
I say put the books back. Put those books back in the libraries because that's not where they were supposed to be taken from. It was about classroom instruction specifically, and it did not say take the library books out, so put those back. Otherwise, there's some other reason why they're being kept out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. we all know I'm not a fan of book banning at all. And it said in the wording, instruction. And to me, that means with a teacher in a classroom environment. You know, these are library books that are available. And you know, I feel that those kids should have the opportunity, if they feel that they want to learn more or search into that area, they can do it privately in the library.
So one thing I think is interesting is the types of books that they took out. So they were conforming with their interpretation. They took out anything that had to do with LGBTQIA identity. And they took out anything that had to do with sexuality or sex education. But there were weird ones they took out, like the Anne Frank graphic novel, Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that one.
Not a fan.
They removed educational materials with titles like Defining Sexual Consent and Unplanned Pregnancies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Captain Underpants is in his underpants, but I mean, that is just about as playful of a book that you can get
really is.
to.
My kids love it.
Yeah, you know, I think it's the discretion of the schools, like which books they want to have removed. However, to blame it on the SB 150 is a different situation. So I think that until January, when the lawmakers are all back together, and hopefully they'll be addressing this and making more clarification, they have stated there's a discrepancy with what they meant. It was an and not an or. They need to help the educators, the libraries, the schools define, okay, listen, this is what it is and this is what it isn't.
Yes.
Until that time when they make the revisions.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we'll see what happens in January. Ooh, this is going to be one heck of a legislative session. I can't wait. All right, so all 50 states have enacted move-over laws. If you see a first responder on the side of the road, somebody pulled over on the side of the road, but there's nothing about cars that are broken down or tow truck drivers. And so AAA of the Bluegrass is like, no, we want to add that to the Kentucky laws. So during the legislative session, they're going to try to get that done. But that got me thinking, shouldn't we just be doing this anyway? Do you guys just move over when you see somebody over there?
To me, it's common sense. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a tow truck or whatever, car. If someone's just standing on the side of the road without a car, move over if you can. Because there is more than likely someone that is attached to that car. And human life is more important than anything. So just move over.
Absolutely. I would never forgive myself if I was too close to a car on the side of the road like that. I always scoot over. I always slow down and scoot over. And you know, at least I try to if traffic permits and whatnot. But yeah, I just think it's really dangerous not to. You know what? We're all in today's society. It seems like we're just all in a hurry. It's all about us. We're driving aggressively, distracted, and all of that. We need to slow down because definitely someone's getting out of that truck, that tow truck or anything. They're opening that door and they're going to get out, and you can hit them. And you would never forgive yourself. You know, as a driver, you just feel devastated.
I mean, exactly. Ambulance, tow truck, person stranded on the side of the road. They're all having probably a worse day than you are. Help them out. We're all in this together. Let's all help each other out. There's no reason not to.
Yeah. I really like the idea for this law. I think this is an easy bipartisan win for lawmakers. Lawmakers, I think this is an easy bipartisan win for you. So let's get that done in January. I try to give them some tips and some help. I hope they're listening. You know, we try to throw them some softballs.
That's right.
Please take these.
Team Kentucky.
Do something. All right, so anyway, and finally, give it up. So we all have our favorite foods, just things that, ooh, you feel like you couldn't live without. But what if you had to? What if you had to give one of them up? One you could give up and one you could keep, what would it be? So mine is pizza. Like, I am absolutely in love with pizza and ice cream. I could eat pizza and ice cream every day. The only thing that stops me from eating pizza and ice cream every day is that I have to fit into these clothes that you see me in every day. That's the only thing that stops me. But if I had to give one up, it would be ice cream. I love pizza too much to give it up. I just do.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Oh my gosh.
And we got talking about this. I'm like, I like that food too. Oh, I like that one too. But the ones I came up with were French fries and cheese. I love both of them so much. I mean, I'm just, oh, it's so crazy. Just even thinking about it, mouthwatering. But
so what would you give up?
So if I had to give up one or the other, it would have to be the French fries. I've been able to kind of start cutting back on fries now, so I feel like I could probably give that one up before I do the cheese. Gotta have the cheese. I snack on cheese all day, every day.
Yeah.
Susan?
I can't give up pizza. I can't. It's like, it's got so much. It's like a party. Party on a plate. You know, there's so much. But French fries, I could probably give up because here's the thing. I think I could find a workaround on this. I could have like a baked potato.
That's right. I was just thinking the same thing. Yep.
Ooh, Susan.
It's a French fry.
Yes, cut it into strips, and then you've got, you've got your French fry-esque
know about
feeling.
that one. Kim, give us yours real quick.
Okay, I can't live without strawberry fruit roll-ups. Me and strawberry fruit roll-ups have been a team since I was 12 years old, and we cannot be split up unless it's Neapolitan pizza. Oh. It has to be Neapolitan style. That's the only way I'll give up my strawberry fruit roll-ups.
We evidently have a pizza addiction, and we need to seek help. But starting next month, because this is Pizza Month, we still got a few more days. So, okay, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we're going to try to break our pizza addiction, and Sierra Enlow, candidate for Ag Commissioner, is our guest at the table. We'll save you a seat.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
How the queen of Halloween, Heidi Klum, plans on outworming herself.
Little hint.
Super big.
Bigger than the worm, Heidi?
Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Kentucky.
You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings.
Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child.
I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Kentucky. New customers, download the app now and bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Yeah.
It's the annual enrollment period for Medicare Advantage plans, and you have a choice, which is why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help you get all the benefits you qualify for. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield at 1-800-878-5180 today for a Medicare Advantage plan checkup and make sure you have everything you qualify for in 2024. You can receive more benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2024. You can receive benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. So call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield today at 1-800-878-5180 and make sure you're not missing out.
Stop the man that Mason works for.
Tracy did all this for Tracy. I'm not so sure, Brooklyn.
You were lucky, Nina, but now I know. And your luck is run out.
General Hospital on ABC.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. So I'm beyond excited because election season is right around the corner, and you guys know I love elections, I love politics. So we're trying to get all the politicos to join us at the table, and joining us at the table right now is a candidate for the Commissioner of Agriculture, Sierra Enlow. Hello.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me here. I'm certainly glad to get a chance to talk to your viewers and to tell you a little bit about the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to know a little bit about you. Tell our viewers about yourself.
I grew up on a 5th-generation family farm in LaRue County and started working when I was 5 years old, pulling tobacco plants, and continued that through 4-H and FFA and majoring in agricultural economics at the College of Agriculture at UK. While I was working for Cooperative Extension in the USDA. And I start off talking about that because I tell people that there are two things that are important in a good Commissioner of Agriculture. You have to have production agricultural experience and business experience. And since my experience at the University of Kentucky, I've worked in economic development across the state and helped facilitate over $1 billion in investment in Kentucky. And I'm looking forward to bringing that business and production ag background to this office.
So what's the why behind you running for Ag Commissioner? Why did you decide to do this?
Well, it had been my dream job since I was FFA president at LaRue County in high school. And so when you have something that you have based your career around and you've really wanted to help serve people in Kentucky, this was just a great opportunity to do it. And glad to, to spend this time in looking at public service and exploring this as a portion of my career.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So what's the biggest challenge that Kentucky farmers are facing right now, and how are you going to tackle that?
I think one of the largest markets that we're facing is that we need new markets for our crops in Kentucky, and we need new opportunities for Kentucky farmers. And that's honestly where we really need someone that has this business experience and the economic development experience, is because this job is not about telling Kentucky farmers how to farm. It's about how to make sure that we get their Kentucky farm products from the farm gate into the corporate supply chain. And I think that having that business experience and what I'm bringing forth is going to be able to help solve that problem for Kentuckians.
So I do have one, because I'm a nerd. Everybody here knows this. I've been looking at the climate change maps for the next 30 years because I expect to be alive, you know. And it looks like the crop yields for the rest of the country aren't looking that great. But Kentucky's kind of going to be in a good position for climate change. So how would you prepare Kentucky for the effects of climate change? Now let me couch it real fast. Whether you agree that climate change is caused by men or not, it's happening. So how are you going to prepare us if you are elected for that?
Sure, and Kentucky's in a great spot. We have a lot of water, and that's going to be something that we see not only in the agriculture industry, but in our manufacturing space too. That's really going to help attract businesses and processors here. And so we have to protect that and to advertise that. Because we know that if we're going to have the supply chain and the crops here, we have to have the processors here, because we want to make as much money for Kentucky as possible and not let the other states necessarily have that share of it. So that's really where I think that we have to think about where this industry is going to be in 10 years, as opposed to my opponent who's looking at this industry in the past 10 years. And I'm looking forward to bringing that future thought and that insight into this office.
That's a big part of it, is the insight and looking forward.
Yeah.
So if people want to learn more about you and your campaign, how can they find out more information?
Sure. I always tell people to talk to their friends that have been engaged in the campaign. We're very fortunate to have a really good ground game for this campaign. So there are a lot of people out there spreading the message. But then I have a website, sierraenlow.com, that people can take a look at my policy statements, how I've responded to questionnaires across the generality of the campaign. And so that's a great resource for people to check out.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I do have one more follow because we have a few more seconds. So, you know, some of the issues that have nothing to do with agriculture have creeped their way into the campaign. How are you kind of staying focused and pushing through that?
Well, and that's honestly the truth of this office, and what people haven't focused on and a lot of candidates haven't focused on in the past, is that this race just isn't about Kentucky farmers. This race is about every Kentuckian, because it truly touches every Kentuckian. And so we've worked really hard on my campaign, and I've worked really hard as a candidate to address those issues and talk about things like food access and food insecurity that your Commissioner of Agriculture traditionally hasn't talked about, because they've been focused exclusively on production agriculture and not on this consumption agriculture aspect. And so we stay, and I stay very focused as a candidate on making sure that we're talking about how this office touches every Kentuckian and how it brings value to every Kentuckian's life. And I think that that's the message that that's resonating with the citizens across Kentucky, and you'll see on Election Day.
Yeah. Well, Sierra Enlow, thanks so much for being on the show and for sharing your vision.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, a hairstyle that we thought was gone forever is coming back. Let's talk about it.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
It's the BetMGM offer of the week. Get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. For all the games in the playoffs. Put your picks and parlays on the pitch clock and turn any game into a must-watch. Download the BetMGM app, and it's on.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 0.9% APR on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models. Plus, get over $3,200 total trade assistance.
Hi, this is Todd with Haas & Haas Properties, and we buy houses for cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call us at 859-888-2200. We can pay cash and close in as little as 10 days. We buy houses in any condition and any price range in Fayette and surrounding counties. If you own property and want to sell it fast, call us today at 859-888-2200. That's 859-888-2200.
46 Solutions is your technology partner. To experience this showroom for yourself and all this amazing technology, visit 46solutions.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It's time for What in the World is Trending. This one is it's just a mess. So I think we can all agree the 80s and the 90s were a terrible time for hair. And for whatever reason, these children want to go back there. So the perm, yes, the perm is coming back. Look at this, look at this. You would go in there and they would put these rollers in your hair and they put chemicals on your hair and your hair would come out like this and you'd be smelling terrible for a week.
Oh, I know. The smell alone should chase these people away.
Straight out of Tartarus. Straight out of Tartarus, man. It was just...
It's great. But you know what? That's what I had. I had the permed hair. I had the permed mullet. So there you go. But I know it was so bad. It was so bad. And those pictures are buried very deep in the archives.
So all of you guys had a perm?
Yes. Yeah, I was in the mid-'80s where I would take, I would have the perm, but I would hold up the front section of my bangs, spray it real fast, and then use the hair dryer to lock in the hairspray.
And it just stayed straight up
and
all
day.
It's
like a satellite.
It never moved. Yeah, you could. It did not. You could not put your fingers in your hair.
You guys.
You could not.
No. Yeah. And the fact that these young folks want to go back to that, I'm like, there was nothing cute about it. Now, mind you, I have naturally curly hair, so I never had to get a perm.
And you were envious with all of those people. You know,
my
that
God.
had naturally curly hair. My friend Jessica had naturally curly hair. It was like she was in her prime.
So young folks, if you're watching, don't do it. I know it seems like it's in style, but it's not. Don't do it.
You don't know about the smell.
Don't do it. All right, we like to end every show by highlighting a woman worth talking about, and we wanted to get this woman in. It is Teresa Searcy. Teresa Searcy is a dedicated member of the Lexington community. She spends her time and talent in a number of capacities. She's a mentor, a volunteer, and a public servant. She grew up in the neighborhood around William Wells Brown Elementary School, and she's one of several volunteers who's worked with the United Way of the Bluegrass to help the kids over there and to raise their student achievement. In addition to that, she's heavily involved with preserving history, and she's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Miss Teresa Searcy, you are a woman worth talking about.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.